Let's go ahead and thank you, Miss Terry. You're awesome. You can already read my mind. You can already read my mind. So let's go. So welcome to the Power Up and the Market Update. I'm joining you guys here from San Antonio, Texas. Excited to connect with all of you. Our movement started off 4.5 years ago with these three awesome gals, and we're over 2,200 strong in 29 states and 8 countries. And we are growing because we're attracting extraordinary people just like you. So thank you so much for being part of our movement. Thank you so much for being part of our company and making our company great, and excited to continue to grow with all of you. So first thing, I want to just share the vision. The vision is to become a global leader in the real estate industry by partnering with the most productive, innovative, purpose-driven leaders. We're dedicated to driving growth and success for our agents and teams, and providing exceptional service to our clients, right? Because if you provide exceptional service, then that's how we're going to grow our business. Everything is around our service. So our goal as a company, which you should know your personal goals as well, and you should be reading them every single day, is to serve 21,000 families, $10 billion in volume, and to grow an organization to over 10,000 agents. So that's the goal. I want to, declare it to you guys. You guys should know your goals. Read them out loud. Read them to yourself. Share it with the people in your life that are holding you accountable. And we got some really powerful trainings coming up this week. There is not the same training calendar as we usually have, but Terry did send you guys out an email with all of the trainings that are happening. So just make sure that you guys check that calendar. But everything we do is around productivity, lead generation, skill building, content creation. This week, we're not going to be doing the Content Creator Mastermind or the Showcase follow-up because I am here in San Antonio. So we're not going to be doing a couple of those classes. But Terry will be dropping the link here. So just in case you guys didn't receive the email, make sure that you guys check that link for the updates of the trainings that are happening. So I want to get into the numbers because I think numbers tell a great story. One of the things that I always tell everybody, don't listen to the narrative of the media, right? The media can tell you whatever they want, but pay attention to the numbers. Check this out. LA County, we got 998 homes active, 944 pending, 1,000 homes closed in the last, and this is in the last 7 days, by the way. And in LA, we had 1.3 billion with a B closed in the last 7 days. Orange County, we had 729 million closed, 360 actives, 416 pending, and 521 closed. By the way, there's people here from everywhere, right? So if your market is not being shared here, make sure that you guys are using the MLS, using your local MLS, and get this data, right? You can get the actives, the pendings, the close, and the average days in the market. A great idea to do is also do some content around this information, send it out to your database, and also create some social media content around this, right? This is a really powerful stuff. So you can let people know in your world of what's happening. San Bernardino, we had 232 million closed. Riverside County, we had 381 million closed. And San Diego, 501 million closed in volume. So if you take all of that, right, I mean, that's what, almost 3 billion in production, and just right there on these 5 counties, right? So the question always I ask every single one of you is, how much of this business do you want, right? Is there business? Absolutely. Are there homes hitting the market and going active? Absolutely. People are going under contract. We have closings, right? The average days in the market, you can see it's anywhere from 17 days all the way to 38 days on average days in the market. So that means that, the properties are moving fairly quickly, and you notice that mostly all the pendings are a little bit higher than the active. So that means that we're still seeing an upward trend. There is a couple of counties here that we're looking at that do have more actives and pendings, but they're kind of like the same, right? So that just continues to indicate that our market is continuing to go up. So let's move on to the next subject. We have expireds, and this is what happened in just in the last 7 days. We had 761 homes expire off the market. So if this is a market that you're going after, which you should, right? If you want listings, this is a really great market for you to go. Our leader out in Bakersfield, Mr. Mo, he's doing skills building, Monday through Thursday, where if you guys want to develop your skills on how to call these expireds, these for sale by owners, tune into those trainings, right? Because right now you have to develop yourself, your scripts, your dialogue, right? What to say, how to pivot in conversations. That's what expireds are all about, by the way. You have to be very quick to respond. You have to acknowledge their concern and pivot to the appointment. That's the main thing. A great way to set up appointments with expireds also is using the guarantee sale program. Let them know that, hey, I can help you to get your property sold in 7 days or 14 days, or I will sell it for free, right? Set up the appointment, get face-to-face. That's what happened in the expired. So this is a great market. Expired for sale by owners, and circle prospecting, great way for you guys to get listings. So next thing, our stock at EXP right now. Congratulations, EXP. We are 2.9 billion in market cap, $19.26 is our stock right now. So, something I just heard from Brent Gove, just in the last 2 months, we added $1 billion in market cap, right? So our company is continuing to grow. We're catching more and more notice in the industry. We were just uplisted into the short list of the top 600 companies that are, a secure investment, right? So other companies are now investing in our company, which is really great. So congratulations to all of you, because you guys are all shareholders. As you guys continue to grow your business, you're also growing your wealth with EXP. So congratulations to all of you. This is also really cool, guys. If you guys want to get leads, I keep hearing about people getting leads from this affinity program. There's a certification happening literally today and also happening on the 12th. There's a certification program that I encourage all of you to get certified, because this Revenos program includes REO, Affinity, and they're constantly partnering up with new banks and new institutions. So if you guys get certified, you guys will be added to these lead generation platforms. So make sure that you guys tune into the EXP world, take these trainings, get certified with the Revenos program, because this is huge, guys. You guys got to get, if you guys want to get leads, this is a great way for you to get leads right there. So we also have an in-person event. This is going to be happening here in Torrance, California. So if you guys are local here, obviously there's going to be a team picnic. Everybody at EXP is invited. There's going to be fun games, music, right? Bring your family and friends. It's going to be in the city of Torrance. There is information there for you to RSVP. I guess Samantha's right, is putting it together. This is her phone number. So just make sure that you guys want to go hang out and collaborate with other people in the company. This would be a great opportunity for you to go hang and meet other people and in the marketplace. So shifting gears, right? As you guys already know, last week I spoke about this, and I've spoken about this subject a lot, actually. The 2-10-40, guys. The 2-10-40 is 2 appointments a day, 10 appointments a week, 40 appointments a month. That's the laser focus that I want all of you guys to have every single day. Obviously, our focus goes into so many different directions. We got to wear multiple hats. We got to wear, the productivity hat. We got to wear the follow-up hat. We got to wear the escrow hat, the customer service. There's a lot of stuff that we do as real estate professionals. But the one thing I don't want you guys to get distracted from is that this business is all about appointments and escrows, right? If you guys are not setting appointments every single day for your business, you're losing track and losing focus of the most important thing. So the 2-10-40 program is a very simple process for you to be able to stay focused on the most important thing. And what I am doing Monday through Friday is that I'm doing an accountability call for 15 minutes. And all we're doing is getting, and some of you are showing up. So thank you guys for the ones that are showing up and being accountable. But all you got to do is show up and literally just say, hey, you know what? I got my 2 appointments. It's 4 o'clock. I got my 2 appointments. I got it, from Instagram. I got it from a text. I got it from a video. I got it from an expired. I got it for sale by owner. However, you're just going to describe how you got the appointment and how many ones you got. Let's just say you show up and you didn't get your appointments, right? Just accountability. If you didn't get your appointments, all you got to do is say, hey, I didn't get my appointments, and I'm recommitting to getting the 2 appointments before the end of the day. That's why I also made it at 4 o'clock, because it's like a reset, right? It's a reset for the day. If you didn't get your 2 appointments, then go ahead and plug in at 4 and then get your appointments for the rest of the day. And I also wanted to share this again because I think it's very powerful, right? I want to sell you guys on why the 2-10-40 model is such an important model, right? If you convert 10%, which means that you would have converted out of the 44 clients and to go into contract, right? We're going to take an average sale price of $800,000 at an average commission of 2.25. Guys, that's $72,000 extra every single month that you would do by running a 2-10-40 model. Let's just say you only did half of that. That's $36,000 a month that you're adding to your household by running the 2-10-40 model, right? And I said 10%. So let's just say you only convert at 5%, right? That's still a lot of income. And let's just say you're already doing this. This can help you to add more transaction. So that's the 2-10-40 model. And the accountability is happening Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 15 minutes. It's on this Zoom link, letsgrowzoom.com. If you also want a reminder on the calendar, make sure that you send an email to Terry at admin@letsgrowmovement.com, and she can actually add you to the calendar. That way you're reminded of it, and then you can just pop in and show up. So make sure that you guys send that email out if you want to be part of it. Again, right, everything you're doing, if you're not being accountable to someone else, it doesn't even have to be me, right? But if you're not accountable to someone else, it's very easy for you to get distracted and not take action. So now moving on, this is our EXP trainings, right? So if you want to develop yourself with the contracts, understand what's happening, right? Every single state has their own state-specific training. So make sure that you guys tune in to your state and find out which trainings are happening. But a lot of them are going to be around contracts. So there's about 3 contract classes a week that are happening with EXP. So make sure you guys are tuning into those trainings. That way you guys are getting the most up-to-date information. So now, EmpireBuilders.pro, which is Mr. Rick and Casey Jiha, which are part of our organization. They're also running some awesome classes, right? If you want to build a team, they're actually doing a class at 11 o'clock Pacific time, the A to Z's in building a team. Tuesday, they're doing builders best practices. So if you're interested in leadership and also growing your organization, that's a great class to go to. And Rick and Casey also run a mastery coaching program, which happens Friday at 10 o'clock. And also systems. If you guys want to develop your systems, Selena Galan is one of the best in the game, 30 plus years coaching. She coaches some of the top teams across the US. These are great trainings for you guys to bookmark and add to your calendars. And there's the Zoom information, and also will be included in the link that Ms. Terry includes for you guys as well. So we're now going to go with the mortgage update with Mr. Neil Anders. Let's find out what's going on in the mortgage world. What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's up, Leo? Thanks so much for having me on. I did want to share a couple quick updates here with us. Starting off with kind of where the interest rates are, the market, kind of where we predict and kind of see that going. You would have.
Whoa, you're muted, my friend. I can't hear you. Is it just me or is it everybody? Mr. Neil, can't hear you. Neil.
Mr. Neil.
There you go. I think I can hear you.
See, hey, can you hear me now, Leo?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Awesome. My computer just shut down, so that's weird. But what I wanted to discuss real briefly is we did see interest rates go up a little bit last week. What we've been waiting for this week is the CPI report to come out and basically show where inflation's at. That midline level of inflation has come down. Looks like it'll be at 3.7%. So do expect to see a little bit of a bond rally. Despite the inflation improving, and you will see some bond improvements, the Fed still look like they are planning on a 25 basis points rate hike on July 25th. So everyone's kind of preparing for that. Overall, again, we're still on track for continued inflation declining and improved rates. As far as something I want to share in terms of a lending trick or tip, a lot of people don't realize this, but if you have any investors, a really amazing strategy is to find 2 or 3 bedroom homes. And if you can build an ADU onto it, and then what you can do in terms of renting that is really phenomenal. And so a lot of people don't know this, but the FHA 203K loan, which is typically known as a renovation loan, people think, okay, I have to buy a house that, really is beat up. And then I do a FHA 203K. FHA gives me the money to repair the home. Well, a lot of people don't know this. You can literally use that loan for an ADU, meaning the property could be in phenomenal shape, not a thing wrong with it, and you're still getting a renovation loan with FHA, but FHA actually provides you the funds to go out and build that ADU. So what an amazing option for someone that wants to go ahead and prepare a property, and then I think for investors to end up turning that property into an investor down the road. So I want to share that little.
Well, you got muted again, brother. But thank you so much for sharing. I think I heard you say anything else that you wanted to say. I think you muted right at the end, brother.
I think that was it. I just appreciate you having me on.
All right, man. Appreciate you as always, man. Thank you so much for being on as well. So that's our mortgage update with for the week. Make sure you contact Neil if you guys have any additional questions. As you guys already know, everybody on your team has to be absolutely on point. What I love about Neil, right? When we get offers in, he follows up with the agent right away. Helps us to get the offer accepted, right? Builds that relationship with the listing agent right away. So we're going to be doing a quick escrow update as well with Ms. Daisy Murillo with Centerstone Escrow. How you doing, Daisy?
Hi, Leo. I'm well, thank you. So good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. We are starting a new week again. Thank God, right? I mean, a lot of people unfortunately did not have the blessing to wake up today, and everyone did. And now we get to go and do what we do best and sell real estate. So today I wanted to touch bases for, when you're going to your listing appointment, it's very important that you guys as realtors have a net sheet. So I wanted to a common question I get asked a lot by a lot of my clients are, what information do you need in order to provide me a net sheet? So I wanted to just kind of touch with that a little bit today. So importantly, we're going to need the seller's name, the property address, the listing price, the commission split, your preferred title company, and any seller miscellaneous fees that you want the seller to be paying. So that's kind of the majority of the information that we need. If you don't have your preferred title company, we can always go with the title company that we feel comfortable with, unless you, again, have your own preferred, or later on in the transaction, you find out that you want to use a title rep. We can always adjust your net sheet and we can go from there. But that's kind of what I wanted to touch bases on with you guys today. We are always here 24/7. I had two of my agents ask for a net sheet yesterday on a Sunday, and me and my team were able to get them over to them yesterday so that when they went to their listing appointments today, they had those tools, for their seller. So as always, thank you so much, Leo, for having me. And I hope everyone has a great week.
Thank you, Daisy. Appreciate the update. Yes, and contact Daisy and their team. They're awesome, right? They always, they work very quickly, right? As real estate agents, right? We're getting calls, right? And we're getting contacted. So we need our team to move as quickly as we're moving. So the next topic that I'm going to be talking about is, this is I guess the topic of conversation is become a top producer. And become a top producer, why I'm saying this is because I think becoming a top producer, if you're already a top producer, congratulations. If you're not a top producer and you want to become a top producer, the first thing that you guys got to do is decide that you want to become a top producer. That's the first thing, guys. So you guys got to say, you know what? I want to become a top producer. I want to be in the top 1%. I want to make $300, $400, $500, $1 million in commission a year, but it's a decision, right? I think, and I think this is true, right? And maybe you guys can put it in the chat, but do you guys really think that there's a lot of information out there for us to really crush it in our production? Do you think that the information is readily available to all of us, right? I mean, is it available? Can we find out if we spent maybe 20, 30 minutes? Can we Google or use ChatGPT? Can we use something to give us like a top producer, blueprint? Can we do that? And I want you guys to type it in the chat. And can we, if we wanted to do that, right? So yes, I think Mr. Mo just said heck yes. A said heck yeah. Dolores said yes, right? So yes. We have a ton of resources, right? So I want you guys to think about this, that knowing doesn't make a difference, right? Knowing doesn't make a difference, right? And you could say, I want to become a top producer. But the thing is that after this conversation today, after you guys hop off this Zoom, you guys are going to go back to your desk or wherever you are, and you're going to go and either take action or you're not going to take action. I could be excited as I want. I can have level 10 energy and I can yell it at the top of my lungs and I can give you guys the perfect blueprint and I can share with you all these trainings and accountability. But again, it all has to do with the decision. You guys have to decide, I am deciding to become a top producer. After the decision happens, right? Because the word decision, the last couple of letters on the word decision, it means to kill off. That's what a decision is. When you make a decision, you're killing something off. And what you're killing off, if you have decided to become a top producer, is that you're deciding to kill off being an average agent. That's what you're killing off. You're killing off being average, right? So when you decide, I am committed to becoming a top producer, you are killing off being average in the business, right? And again, I don't want this to be like, I don't want you to compare yourself to anyone else, right? And I know everybody has different levels of ambitions, right? So I don't want to say that you have to make all of this money. I want you to look at yourself, and I want you to be authentic and real with yourself and say, this is the income that I want to make this year. I am deciding to become this producer, right, in my life. And this is what I am willing to do, right? So as soon as you decide that, there's going to be a lot of action, right? I had just heard from an amazing speaker this morning, and he was sharing, basically this analogy that shared like an acorn and an oak tree, right? He put an oak tree on the in front of us, and he also put an acorn. And he basically said, like, pretend for once, for just like a couple of minutes, that you can talk to the acorn, right? Like, what if you had the ability to talk to an acorn? I know that's crazy, but what if you had the opportunity to talk to an acorn, right? And you were like, doing your jog, and you were running across your path, right, in a park, and all of a sudden you run across this acorn, and then you kind of trip over it, and then the acorn starts talking to you, right? And this acorn, you're like, wait a minute, I could communicate with this acorn, like, what's going on here? So now you pick up the acorn, you start talking to the acorn, and the acorn tells you, the only thing that I want is that I want to become an oak tree. I want to become an oak tree. That's what I really want to become. And the oak tree tells you all of the reasons and everything that he wants to do and why it wants to become an oak tree, because it wants to grow this to be this magnificent tree and, have shade and have, tourists come in and hang out and eat a picnic under the tree, right? And then just to be like this beautiful oak tree. And then you say, right, you're like, all right, perfect. You know what? I can help you to become an oak tree. The first thing we got to do is that we got to bury you, right? That's what we got to do. Yeah, like in order for that acorn to become an oak tree, we got to bury it underground. And you got to bury it underground. Obviously, you got to water it. You got to get some sunlight around it, right? And over time, that acorn will become the oak tree. But the thing is that the acorn right away says, no. You know what? No, I want to become the oak tree right now, but I don't want to be buried. I don't want to have the time. I don't want to have to go through the whole process, right? And obviously, you guys are not acorns. You guys are human beings. And if you guys want to decide to become a top producer, I'm not saying you got to get buried, but you guys are going to have to go deep within yourselves, and you're going to have to look at yourself in the mirror, and you're going to have to decide that you want to go through the process and work, right? You're going to have to go through that process. It's not going to be sexy, right? That acorn, being buried underground, it's going to take time. That's not going to be sexy. It wants to be that sexy, massive, beautiful tree. But that process is going to take time, work, energy, right? And it's going to have you decide that you're no longer accepting average in your life. You're no longer accepting that, right? So that's one of the things that's most important, that you got to make a decision, and you're going to have to go through the process. But like, I want to give you guys a news flash, guys. Nobody can do the work for you. I can't do the work for you. I wish I could. I wish I could motivate you guys, and you guys can all of a sudden live the life of your dreams, right? You're making all the money you want. You're driving the car you want. You're traveling all over the world. You got the freedom. You got the success. You got everything you desire. I wish I can just give you that. But the fact of the matter is that I just can't. You guys got to go do the work. That's the one thing. And the work is not going to be sexy. It's going to take some time, and it's going to take way longer than you expect it. It's going to take longer than you expect it. You're going to have to do the work, right? Another thing that our, Warren, he shared that was really powerful. I know everybody's doing it, and I know everybody's here in this business because you want to help people, you want to make a difference, and you want to impact, right? But we also got to make money, right? That's the most important thing. We got to make money, right? And he said, well, yeah, some people say, money's not important, but this is something I wrote down that he said, which is really powerful. Nothing replaces money where money is required. Nothing replaces money where money is required. What does that mean? You got to pay a mortgage or a rent payment every single month. You could be positive and hopeful and all you want to help all these people, but if you're not making money, you cannot go to your mortgage or your bank, or you can't go to your landlord and say, hey, I love you and I want to help you out. No, it's like, no, what you need to do is pay me my mortgage payment, right? That's exactly, money is required in that point. So guys, You're going to have to go do the work. There was also another quote that he shared from Napoleon Hill. And he said this, Napoleon Hill was, he interviewed some of the most successful people on the planet, like some of the most successful. And there was one gentleman that raised their hand and asked him, like, Napoleon, he's like, you got the success formula. He's like, all of these people know what to do. He's like, what's the one thing? What's the one thing of why people don't do it? And he gave him the answer like right away, which was really, really interesting. And he said that the Napoleon Hill said this: the one reason why people don't succeed and actually do what they want to do is because of guilt, shame, or regret. Guilt, shame, or regret. So what does that mean? You guys got to forgive yourselves, right? You guys got to do the inner work in order to be successful. Because we already said this, right? There was a bunch of you that put it in the chat. Everybody knows what you got to do to succeed. Everybody does, right? We have the success formula readily and available. There's so many people that are giving away free content and free information. So you got to look at yourself within, and you got to do the work, because there might be a story, a limiting story that you are living into, right? Something might have happened and you made it mean something. There's a story, and this story is keeping you in this vicious circle. It's keeping you in this vicious circle of like not having enough, not being good enough, not being smart enough, right? All of these, you're keeping yourself in the circle. So in order for you to transform, in order for you to change, similar to like a butterfly, right? In order for a butterfly to become a butterfly, what does the butterfly got to do? It got to go into a little cocoon. It's going to be a little worm, right? Or a caterpillar, and it goes into like this little metamorphosis process, right? And then eventually, with all of the pressure and all that process, it becomes a butterfly, right? But there's a process. There's a process. So what I want all of you to do today and take away from here is that, you know what? In order for me to become a top producer, there's going to be a process. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. And it's going to be my own journey. And guess what, guys? Nobody, not me, your team leaders, your friends, your family, nobody is going to do the work for you. Nobody is. You are the only person that's going to be able to get you to where you want to get to. But again, you got to make a decision, and you got to keep yourself in the driver's seat by looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, like, you know what? I'm deciding to do this. This is what I'm willing to do. This is the time that I'm willing to invest. These are how many conversations I'm willing to have every single day. Again, all of the information, everything is readily available. So guys, go through the process. Again, it's going to be a process for you to get there, but is it going to be worth it? Yeah, it absolutely is. But you can't get to your destination, guys, without doing the work. You know what that, and this is another thing that I just listened, and this was so spot on. Wanting something that you didn't work for, you know what that's called? Wanting something that you didn't work for is called entitlement. Wanting something that you didn't work for is called entitlement. So I want you guys to think about that. Your process, your specific process is individual to you. You got to do that work. I've gone through so much to get to where I am. I have failed. I have lost homes, cars repossessed, lost money, got filed for bankruptcy, right? I've fell back on my taxes. I've literally failed at everything you could possibly imagine. And I've gone through some dark moments that I didn't think I was going to make it through. But guess what? I'm here. I'm telling you this story. And guess what? I'm not special. I'm not special at all. I've just decided to fail and keep moving forward. I decided to fail, and I decided to succeed anyways. Oh yeah, I failed again, but I still decided to succeed anyways. So you got to make a decision every single time that you're up against adversity and this process. You got to decide, you know what? I'm going through shit. I'm going through some shit right now, but am I going to stay there? That's going to be my decision. Or is your decision to become a top producer? Is your decision to have the freedom, have the income, be able to provide the vacations that you want for you and your family? Is that the decision that you're willing to live into? Because the really cool thing is that eventually it becomes a motivational story, but you got to go through the process to get to where you want to get to, because if not, it's just going to become an excuse. It's either going to be a motivational story you're going to be able to tell one day, or it's going to be an excuse one day. Do you want to give it a motivational story? Do you want to give an excuse? I have a very, very, very powerful inclination to say that you guys all want that motivational story. You guys all want to get there, but you're going to have to go through the process. All right. So that's what I got for you guys today as far as the conversation. There's a book that is also super powerful that I want you guys to read, because this is one of the most resilient human beings that I've ever heard, right? I've been listening to Eric Thomas. You guys have heard of E.T., the hip hop preacher, right? I just posted it on social media over the weekend, or actually yesterday, but this book is fire. I was on the airplane listening to this book. I listened to it this morning. This book is so awesome. I want you guys to read it. You. I don't even have the top 10 points for you guys today. I want you guys to read it, right? Eric Thompson literally had to freaking eat out of garbage cans, was homeless at one point. And the guy, you know how much a guy charges to show up to speak at an event for an hour? I don't know if you guys know this or not. He charges $120,000 for 1 hour, right? He went from eating out of garbage cans to now be able to charge 1 hour for $120,000 for his time, right? What did he do? He decided to use all of his adversity, but he decided, you know what? I'm going to decide to succeed anyways, right? So read this book, really powerful. I just downloaded an Audible. So your focus, right? I talked about a lot of this, your powerful morning routine, guys. I also talked about this. If you guys saw my video that I just did over the weekend, which was really, I think is spot on, right? You want to start off your morning with positivity. Why? Because one positive thought is going to offset 1,000 negative thoughts. 2 positive thoughts are going to offset 10,000 negative thoughts. Okay. So I want you guys to start off your morning with positivity. Read books, listen to podcasts, right? Don't go on social and start comparing yourself with anybody. Go to your Audible, start reading books, write out what you want to create, right? Start off your morning like that. And then do some movement, right? Get a workout in, right? Do something. And again, do the 2 appointments. Do the 2. I'm going to literally make a freaking shirt that says do the 2. 2 appointments. Do the 2. Do the 2 every single day. Grow your brand on social media. It's free, by the way, guys. By the way, I am running the 2-10-40 on social media. I'm doing 2 videos a day, 10 videos a week, 40 videos a month. I'm doing the same thing. You could do it for growing your team. You could do it for production, and you could do it for social media. I'm doing it all. 2-10-40. Share your goals, accountability. Guys, I got an accountability group for you guys. Just show up at 4 o'clock for 15 minutes. All right, be accountable. Next, what will you create this week? Have it specifically written out. How many listings, how many open escrows, how many closings, how many agents you're going to attract. If this is part of your business plan, make sure you write it out with your own hand. There's something magical that happens when you write stuff out. That's why I always have a notebook around me. I have my phone too, and I take notes, but there's something powerful that happens. Write it out. All right. So who I am is the possibility of being powerful and resilient. Those are the 2 words that I'm choosing for myself this week. Choose 2 powerful words for yourself that will resonate with you, and you're going to bring that energy to everything you do. And that's it. Thank you so much for being here, and let's create a great week, guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening. Let's go.
Thank you, Leo.
All right. Thank you, guys. Let's create a great day.
Thanks, Leo. It was amazing.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys being here. Be the oak tree. Be the oak
Thanks,
tree.
Leo.
Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you, man. See you guys later. Thank you, guys.